What up, guys? I wanted to make a quick video about this discussion that I had with my client recently because I think a lot of you can relate and you can DM me with more questions. So, client called the other day. She was saying that her strategy is to calm herself down at night to try to improve her sleep quality and quantity weren't working. So, what she was doing was coloring and I think writing a little bit. Now, this will work for some people. As most of you probably know, night is prime time for rumination for people, right? You've gone to work all day, you've talked to people, you gone to the gym, you did whatever. And at night, that's when you lay your head on the pillow and all of a sudden people are like, holy shit, why do I have so many thoughts in my brain? I can't sleep. Right. And not to mention you're coming off of some serious stimulation, more than likely from social media, work, being around people, and now you got Netflix on. No judgment, right? She's like, listen, I've been doing Netflix and it's bad. And I was like, first of all, no judgment on the Netflix. Right now, Netflix is actually serving a purpose for you, and it's a little bit of a safety blanket in a potentially good way. Is there a more adaptive way? Yes, because this is a symptom. You're experiencing a symptom, and Netflix is sort of the band-aid solution, right? So her practices of journaling and coloring weren't working. So sometimes when the body is expressing anxiety and has anxiety in it, has excess energy, the mind ruminates, right? So she was noticing as she sits down, all those thoughts pop into her head and she's like, oh God, I don't want to do that. So sometimes people can benefit from actually doing more movement to burn off excess energy, move that energy through the body, and then doing a more down regulating exercise, right? So for her, I was like, you have this puppy, play with the puppy. You can have Netflix on in the background, totally fine. Play with the puppy for at least a few minutes. Play is also great for stimulating ventral vagal state, which is our balanced state of our nervous system. Play, joy, we love to see it. Shake. My clients are like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm just like, yes, I do shake whenever I want to shake throughout the day. Okay, so removing that excess energy and dancing, things of that nature. So I gave her playing with the puppy, bonus points because you're with another being, playing with the puppy, shaking, dancing, right? Getting on the ground to play with the puppy or standing up, playing the puppy, dancing, shaking. And then we might look at some sort of body tapping or arm squeezing, leg squeezing exercise to help ground her in the body as well. So her assignment was to do those for the next few days, see how that goes. And if she does them and she still wants to watch Netflix, permission to watch Netflix. The only goal is to do those for a few minutes each night, check in with herself, see how she feels, and then if she wants to color or journal or do more of a grounding or slow breathing exercise, that is also welcomed. So just to kind of tie this into something else too, people that are having panic attacks, sometimes they don't need, it's the same strategy. They don't need to be told, hey, just breathe. Sometimes they need to just start running around and shaking their body and dancing and regulating and moving that sympathetic energy through the body, right? Sometimes telling them to be more still can make them even more upset or more scared, more anxious, because think about it. When you have a panic attack, your body is mobilizing. It's like fight or fucking flight, baby. You got to go. So for me, going back into like the subway, right? Having panic attacks in the subway, the last thing I want to do is still stand in the subway. Yes, at some point it's a good idea to be able to regulate in that space, right? But you feel like all you want to do is run out of the subway or else you're going to die. Like, I need to get out of here. I need to get air. The walls are closing in. My hands are tingling because all my blood is going to my vital organs to support my fight or flight and keep me alive. Okay. So sometimes what needs to actually happen in those situations is like, just a lot of movement, running, moving, dancing, shaking. People think it's weird, but it's not. Kids do it all the time to regulate themselves because they don't have words and they don't always have thinking capacity yet. They're just doing. They're listening to their body. They're doing what their body is telling them to do. So telling someone to slow and deep breathe in that time can also be very scary for them and highly dysregulating. I'll get into some more strategies for that on a different video if you guys have questions about it. Very familiar with panic attacks over here, but maybe having them work on some slow breathing outside of that panic attack situation is a great idea. So it also doesn't get associated with, slow breathing doesn't get associated with like extreme panic situations, right? Because the brain, especially if you have an OCD brain like mine, is going to instantly connect slow breathing to your panic attack. And then the next time I try to go and slow breathe, I'm gonna be like, oh my God, all this is remind me of having a panic attack. Okay. So just wanted to throw some thoughts out there on that. and more to come about nervous system regulation because you probably know I love to live it.